Good afternoon. Well, I plan to lead by example. I plan to go out there, and if I have to do it, I've done it in the past, I will pick up a rake, I will pick up a shovel, and I will clean the streets with the community. I've been out there, I know what it takes to go out there and have our cities restored. We can't wait for the city of Los Angeles to say, here's the money to do it, go ahead and do it. There comes a point in time where we as citizens need to take back our communities. If that means we have to go out there and clean it by ourselves, I will be on the front line. I will make sure my staff's on the front line, going out there and cleaning up the streets until the city does have the funds to clean up the streets again. But we should lead by example. We should get out there, we should push the brooms ourselves, and really go out there and clean up our streets. Another thing that we need to do, city services, of course, is the main concern. But I believe our youth, we need to affect our youth. I mean, if you go out there and you talk to the people, they're not talking about city services or basic, they're talking about basic needs and wants. And that's what I want to go out there and push for. I want to make sure that when you guys do call the police, that the police are attentive. But if we need community watch groups, then we go and set those up. It doesn't cost too much money. There's a lot of things that we can do as citizens in order to take it back, and those include cleaning ourselves, having police watch groups, and really being out there for our youth of this community. Thank you.
Yes, first what I would do if I'm elected to city council, I would first find out what the need is, what the community actually need, and we would need to have a system set up to where we would actually hear the voice of all the people to find out what it is that we need. Do we need better schools? Do we need books in the schools? Do we need to clean up the streets? Do we need programs for the youth? First, before we can jump to a solution, we actually need a problem. And I will first find out what the problem is from each one of the cities that's inside of the 15th district, and then we can actually get down to the solution to find out. And then by the time we finish taking the polls to find out exactly what it is that the community needs and what it is that the community wants to change, and then we can actually use that same force to actually go ahead and act for the services that we need. And that's definitely something and that's definitely a way to actually solve any problems that actually may arise. Because first we need to find out what the problem is. I have my office to take a poll during the campaigning, and like I want to say about 87% of everybody had actually said that they needed jobs and they actually needed careers. So that's definitely something that's definitely a start to be able to actually find a solution to it, to be able to attract more small businesses inside of the actual community to be able to offer jobs. And that's definitely what I think we need to find out. We need to find out what it is the community needs. And the only way we're going to find that out is by talking to the people, not by someone actually saying, oh, I think we need this, I think we need this. No, it's by actually asking you guys what it is exactly we need, and asking everybody out there what is it that the community needs to get back thriving again. And that's definitely something that I would do. Thank you.
Politics in the 15th district has been the same since the days of Sam Yordan and John Gibson. It's been Watts, Wilmington, San Pedro, Harbor City, in the Gateway area. To me, the hook in all of this is the role of the councilperson. And as councilperson advocate right now in my campaign, I'm arguing collaboration council office and the neighborhood councils. A structure has been put in place as a result of the secession, a concession to the people of Los Angeles and this district, that neighborhood councils would share in the development and oversight of policy and the oversight of city services, and it hasn't happened. I put all of that at the door of the city council person. How can the 15th district talk about so much poverty when it has one of the biggest economic drivers in the United States, the ports of Los Angeles, right down the street? Why is it in San Pedro the Harbor Department finds money to put into mostly San Pedro and part of Wilmington, and I think there's a grants program at about $25,000, $50,000 a year up here in Watts, from down the street in the Harbor Department? My assertion is that collaboration between neighborhood councils and is fundamental. My offer is to say collaboration means that you call the shots on the issues, and what the council person will do is take your input as an instructed vote to describe what we want on the city council. That means if we want to fix sidewalks, that's what's going to happen. If that means we want to make the Watts Summer Festival and the Watts Christmas Parade continue, it will happen. There's enough money in the district to do it. There are more jobs between Watts and the end of San Pedro than it totally was, perhaps twice as much as in the district that I represented, just north of here, the 8th district. The 15th district is loaded with private sector jobs. They have never been mobilized. They have never been organized. They have never been asked to employ the people of the 15th district.
Well, I think the question asks, how would we know what the priorities were in the community, first off? And I believe that's what neighborhood councils and community groups that sponsor this event today is. I'm not going to tell this community or any other community what their priorities are. I'm going to listen and work with the neighborhood councils, work with the various community groups to understand their priorities. My job as council member is to find the money to do the things that you want. You know, why is it that in the 15th district, why is it in Watts that we're not getting the money that they got in Hollywood? Do you think it was important for the city to put $50 million into a Cirque du Soleil show in Hollywood at the Kodak Theater? Was that the highest priority of this community? Was the hundreds of millions of dollars that went to Hollywood and Highland, was that the highest priority of this community? Now, I know we all want to have a football team, but is the highest priority of this community a $300 million subsidy to a football stadium downtown, or the Ritz-Carlton that got a $100 million subsidy? They all talk about jobs. This community, all of the 15th district has been promised jobs for decades, but none of the elected officials deliver on what they promise. Congresswoman, you have done wonders in creating job shows. I'm not talking about you. Please make sure you understand that. Maxine has done wonders. So she delivers, she talks, and she yells and screams, and she scares people, and that's wonderful. Don't take what I said. But the council person, for an example, money for this district. Mr. Farrell just talked about the Port of LA being an economic power. Well, in Long Beach, the Port of Long Beach, before they build a new terminal, they create a redevelopment agency in a blighted part of North Long Beach. So when the terminal comes online and the tax increment comes in, they can spend it in one of the neighborhoods. The Port has just did it in Long Beach again, where they're creating a Middle Harbor, another $1 billion project. They created a redevelopment partnership with another blighted community in Long Beach. Port of LA can do that. Port of LA can be creating the jobs, expanding the economic development. It's an insult to tell a community, oh, we're going to create jobs in San Pedro, and you come down to it. We need to create jobs in every community, and this community needs to tell us what they want. It's the elected officials' job to find the money or